Hey guys, it's Matthew here with another video. This is the Pixel Slate that I did the unboxing video on a few weeks ago that I had my sister with me. So this is my review on this. I've had this for about a month and a half, give or take. And so yeah, I apologize for the missed video last week. I was busy taking the LSAT and studying for it. And so I didn't have time to really make and edit a video for last week, but I hope that you guys were kind of paying attention and were waiting for another video because I'm back. And so yeah, let's go ahead and see if this product, the Google Pixel Slate, can compete with the iPad Pro and the Surface Pro 6 and the Surface Pro lineup. So stay tuned. So first off, let's just talk about what this model is. This is the i5, 8 gigabytes of RAM with 128 gigabytes of storage. It is the upper mid-tier version, so this is probably one of the two versions that will most likely be the one that most people end up getting between this and the Core M3 model. So I think that overall with the i5, 8 gigabytes of storage, this works pretty well. There are some issues where I wish that I had the i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM, but overall this works great. In the box, you usually get just the Pixel Slate right here. You don't get anything else. So for that, you can pay $200 for the Google Pixel keyboard, and then another $100 for the Pixel pen, which I don't have with me right now, but I do have it, and it makes it more of a computer type feel, which is nice. So you just take this, you got the smart connectors kind of like the iPad has and the Surface Pro 6 has, and you just take it and you connect it, and then you can put it on like that. And it's pretty cool. I enjoy it. The one thing that this has that the others don't have, I think, other than the Surface Pro 6, is that the stand right here can you can do multiple views. So you can do like that, you can do anywhere, and it's held by two magnets in specific places, and then between that there are more magnets, but they're not as strong. So that's a plus on this. I will say that it has been very nice to use. And then like if you're laying in bed or you have this on like the coffee table and you just want to watch something on your Pixel Slate, you can just put it like this and it goes back into like a tablet mode kind of thing. And so yeah, it's been pretty nice. I've enjoyed it a lot. So this is kind of the pros and the cons on this. So one of the pros is that this screen is amazing. It is what they call a molecular display. In other words, it's just like a HD display, but it looks really good. There are some times where I wish that the display got a little bit brighter, but overall I haven't had any issues with it. Everything comes crystal clear. Colors pop out pretty well. And so I've sat down and I've watched TV shows on this, and I've also watched movies on this as well, and it's amazing. The speakers, there are two speakers right here on the front of the product, and they face forward, kind of like the Pixel, like the Pixel phones, where they're facing forward. And these speakers sound pretty good. They're not at the level of like a laptop or anything like that, but for speakers this small on a product this thin, these sound great. There are some issues that I've found that where like at higher volumes the speakers will start to crack a little bit. I had that issue at lower volumes, but it was just the speakers kind of moving a little bit more, getting used to the volume, and so I'm wondering if maybe that's the same thing, or I'm not sure exactly, but I will let you guys know. But overall, it does sound amazing. Let me just go ahead and pull up maybe a video, a YouTube video real quick, and let's see here if I can pull up one of my videos, and I'll let you kind of hear how the speaker sounds. So I picked up this the Google Pixel 3 XL and the Just Black version, along with the Google Pixel stand. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox these. So the first thing, that's the speakers on this. They sound pretty good. They're not like thumping bass, and I would say that the iPad Pro probably has better speakers than these. But for Google's first full tablet, I would say that these speakers sound great. Along with the display on this, it's a really good integration between speakers and the display. And the speakers are kind of in the black bezel, so you don't really notice it as much, which is a good thing. So let's go ahead and exit out of that, and let's move to the next thing. The next thing is that I love that this has 2 USB-C ports. I know that Apple just recently moved from the Lightning port on their iPads to the USB Type-C port. However, they only have one. But on this, I love how there are 2. There's one on each side, so it doesn't matter. And both of them, you can charge, you can do anything you want with that. And so these are great, in my opinion. I usually have this in my lap, or when I'm laying on the bed, like I have it kind of on my side table, and I'm able to like charge it whichever way I have it. And so it's pretty good. It's kind of like you're very versatile when it comes to which side of the product that you end up charging on. So that's always a plus in my opinion. And because these are USB Type-C, I can charge everything: my phone, my laptop, my tablet, my headphones with one cord. I don't have to choose. I don't have to pick 2 different charging cables. I can have one cable and it can charge all my devices. So that's a plus in my opinion. So the next thing I would have to say is that the touch interface is pretty good. There are some times where it kind of stutters a little bit, but I think that's just the hardware and the software issue, and it's not really a bug in my opinion. I just think that it will get a little bit better. I do have an issue with, I think that if I had gotten the Core M3 or any of the Celeron processors, it might stutter a little bit more. So having that Core i5 with 8 gigs of RAM definitely has helped this. I wish that Google made more versions of the i5 with like more storage, so 256 gigabytes and all that. But for what I do on this is great. It doesn't fully replace my laptop, but it also isn't just a full-fledged tablet either. So that's nice. Sometimes I'll just throw this in a backpack and go wherever I need to go and not have to haul around my computer with me, which is nice. So the keyboard, I kind of have an issue with the keyboard. I wish that the keyboard, it feels good. The keys are very clicky, which is nice. At first with the round keys, I wasn't sure exactly what I was doing. I was like, this is weird, the round keys. But after doing it, typing for a while, it has felt amazing. I've gotten a little bit better. I wouldn't say I've gotten substantially a lot more accurate with my key travel, but it does feel really good. I will say though that, like, for instance, when I tried to, let me pull up something. When I tried to backspace on a lot of keyboards, you can hold down the backspace and it'll go ahead and just start deleting everything, but you have to press every single backspace, which I think is pretty, I wish that you didn't have to. So let's go ahead and let me type some just random stuff, and then so I'm holding down the backspace and nothing happens. It just does one. So then you gotta keep on pressing that backspace, which I wish that Google had made it to where you can just press that backspace and everything starts deleting, and then when you want to stop deleting, you can just let go of the backspace. So that's one issue that I have. Another issue I have is this trackpad. It's a pretty nice feeling trackpad. I think it's glass. However, I find it where sometimes I'll be clicking and it won't always register that I've clicked or I've selected whatever I wanted to select, which is weird in my opinion. I've got to like, I don't know. It's just, I wish that this trackpad was more responsive, and I've changed everything in the settings, and it's still like, it just feels like it doesn't work quite as well. But again, I'm used to trackpads like the Microsoft Surface laptop and the MacBook Pro 13-inch trackpads, which are some of the best trackpads in the business. And so this trackpad, it feels good, it feels like glass, but it also, I wish that it worked a little bit better and gave me more of a feedback. So that's one issue. Also, this keyboard right here, it lays flat, which is fine if you're on a like a desk or a countertop like this. However, if you're sitting in your lap, if you have this sitting in your lap, then it wobbles. Like, I don't understand. I wish that they had made this to where it clicks to the bottom of the screen, kind of like the Microsoft Surface laptop or Microsoft Surface Pros and all those, the tablets, because like it just feels cheap in my opinion, and like it doesn't feel sturdy, it doesn't feel stable, and so that's one huge issue. And it would help with lappability, I guess, if it did click to the bottom of the screen, to kind of keep it in place. It just feels real flimsy right now. It's got a little piece of material that's holding the keyboard to the stand, and so it's just kind of weird. It's awkward in my opinion. Also, when you close the laptop, the thing, it doesn't stay put. It's not like, it does have some magnets, but they aren't strong magnets, and so it just kind of, it looks cheap and looks flimsy, and it doesn't stay in place, and it's not good in my opinion. I wish that this was like the Surface laptop or the Surface Pro laptop keyboards and the iPad keyboards, where it does click and it's a nice feel. The keyboard itself feels great. I wish the implementation of the keyboard with the product, with the Pixel Slate, was a lot better in my opinion, because it just feels cheap. It looks cheap when you're just sitting around and it's just kind of hanging off of the product as well. And so that's just my opinion. I do like that there is the fingerprint scanner on the top where the power button is. It's amazing. I like that you can, like, you don't even have to press the button when you want to wake it up. You can just put your fingerprint on it and it goes ahead and registers it, and it turns on the Pixel Slate. You don't have to like you don't have to press the button. You can, and it'll unlock it, but overall it's great. I like having the fingerprint scanner there. I would much rather have a fingerprint scanner than Face ID in my opinion. It's just more secure, and it's in a good placement in the top left corner, which is good. So yeah, I would also say that doing multi-windows, it's weird how, if you look right here, let me see if I can bring it up to you guys. If you look right here, it's kind of like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 windows, but only 2 of them shows. The other 2 I kind of not blacked out, but cleared out. It's weird. I wish that they went ahead and just fixed that to where you can see all your tabs, all your windows, and everything like that. It's poor in my opinion. I'm not sure if it's just because of my model, or if like the i7 does it as well, or if it's just a software issue and that it can be fixed with a software update. I'm not sure. I've had this for about a month and a half and I still have this issue. And so like, yeah, it tells you, oh, YouTube's open, Documents is open, but it doesn't show you what is open on YouTube. And so when it comes to like multitasking with like multiple internet windows, it would be a hassle and a pain to be like, oh, okay, I know the internet's on, but I don't know which tab this is or anything like that. So that is one of the issues that I have with this as well. So let's go back. Cool. Overall, this is a great product. I love how thin and light it is. It feels very premium. It's not cheap. It's this product. This version starts at $999, and that's without the keyboard and without the pen. If you add an extra $300 with the keyboard and the pen, it will bring you to $1,300. But there are cheaper models, but I do not recommend getting those. I know that those models are cheaper and everything, but I think that productivity wise, it would be best to go with this one, the i5. Or if you plan on doing a lot more graphic intensive stuff like editing on this, I would go ahead and go with the i7. The iPad Pro blows a lot of the lower tier versions of this away with its A12 Bionic. I think the i7 probably is the closest competitor to the A12 Bionic or A11, whichever one it is. I don't even remember at this point for Apple. But overall, just for basic daily tasks, for streaming the internet, for watching YouTube or Netflix or anything like that, this is a great product. I would say definitely that if you have the money, I would go ahead and get this. It's a great product. It feels great, sounds great, looks great. I will say that I think Bridge has a keyboard out that is more of a clamshell keyboard, which is nice. And it works the same way as this does, except it uses a Bluetooth connection, whereas this uses kind of like a smart connector. And so that's the only downside. And also, if you wanted to put it in tablet mode, you would have to take it out of the Bridge keyboard, flip it around, put it back in the Bridge keyboard, and then close the keyboard. So it's kind of a trade-off. Yes, it feels more like a laptop because you do have the trackpad and everything with the Bridge keyboard, but you don't get that tablet feel with it unless you actually take it out of the keyboard, flip it around, and put it back in. Another really cool thing about this is that this supports This supports like a mouse. So you can have your trackpad, you can have your mouse, and you can have your pen. And it gives you more, it makes it feel more like a laptop in that sense versus the iPad Pro, which you don't have a trackpad, but you do have the Apple Pencil. I think they missed out on calling it the number 2, but that is neither here nor there. And so yeah, this I think is really nice, and it's good to have that mouse. It makes you feel like you're actually using more of a computer rather than a tablet with a keyboard, in my opinion. And so also, I wish there was a place to put the pen. I wish I had the pen somewhere. It's probably in my backpack, but there's nowhere to put this pen. You can put it kind of in the middle here in the groove, but when you close it, it doesn't close all the way. It sticks out. There's just no way to put the pen versus where the Surface Pro 6 and the Surface Pro lineup has magnets where you can hold the pen to the side, and now the iPad Pro has the connector, which you can just connect to the top of the iPad and it just stays there. And so I wish maybe in the next iteration of this have a new pen that works, that you can connect it to the top or the side of the Pixel Slate 2 maybe, and it allows you to not have to constantly be searching for the pen because it's always connected to the tablet itself. But that is probably one of my only gripes. Again, I wish that the speakers at higher volume was more clear. I don't know if it's a software issue, because I know they fixed the crackling a little bit with the Pixel 3 and 3 XL when the speakers with a software update, and so maybe they can do the same with this. I'm not sure. I'm not a huge software person. I just do the hardware. But yeah, overall, this is a great product. I would say go ahead and get it. I would say get the i5 or pay the money and get the i7. I wouldn't get the lower models of this for the pure fact that you will be, I've seen reviews on the lower models and it seems to lag, stutter, all that stuff, and so this, it feels very good in my opinion. So yeah, that is my review of the Pixel Slate. I will be back with you guys later. Thumbs up if you liked it. Go ahead, subscribe if you want to see more. Again, I do apologize for the late video, not posting a video last week. I was getting ready and I was taking the LSAT, and so I had to study for that. But I'm back and we've got more videos coming up. So go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.